Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Why am I not hearing anything? Okay, hello? 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 Hey guys. Okay, so I'm just checking the levels, if you're wondering what I'm doing. And I am realizing there is a 7-second delay. So I'm going to take my earpiece out. And the reason why I do not have a shirt on is because it is extremely hot and I had to hide. It's very surreal watching myself on a delay and then watching myself on the actual live feed. It's like there are 3 versions of me, and this perfectly explains everything we've done up until now, especially in regards to the nature of reality and manifestation. I'm existing at all times at the same time. Look, like the delay, but these are all me. And which version of you are you watching? Look at all the different dimensions. And then it comes in later and later and later and later. Welcome to Lumania. Now, if you were paying attention in the last course, you would have noticed that we started off talking about DVDs and TVs, and then we eventually just ended up going full on into mobile phones. And the reason for that is galaxy static. It's the nature of manifestation. Because with manifestation, you need to focus. If you're not focused, you're going to pull in everything from every dimension. And so let's get back to this dimension. Again, it's super hot in my country, so we don't wear shirts, okay? In Romania, we go to the shop like this. It's normal. I went to this other place, this other town, and when I dressed like this to go to the shop, they try to arrest me. It's hot, guys. Get over it. Okay, so we are doing potions today. Why are we doing potions? Potions are important because galaxy static means that whatever you want to manifest is going to have some sort of interference patterns. Have you ever noticed that you'll say, oh, I want to manifest this beautiful apartment and it has to be on the beach, it has to have 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms or whatever it is. And then you manifest it, you get what you wanted, but there's that little catch that annoys you. That is what we are going to be talking about in Be Careful What You Wish For. Because you are doing witchcraft, but don't be afraid, because witchcraft in and of itself is not evil. Jesus himself did witchcraft. He took water and he turned it into wine. He took spit and mud and rubbed it in a guy's eyes and made him see. But the problem is, Satanists think that the power is in the mud or in the spit or in the water or the wine. That's not where the power is. The difference between us and Satanists and the crazy, evil, bizarro people is that they believe the power lies in the material, whereas we, the sons of the order of Melchizedek, we realize and know that the power comes from God Most High, and that Jesus Christ is the King and Priest forever of God Most High. So that means we have authority over every single thing on this planet, and no one is going to take it away from you. So you are going to learn how to protect yourself and use witchcraft or healing medicine or whatever you want to call it. I call it alien magic because, as Arthur C. Clarke states, any advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So let's cook. So when you're manifesting, right, you have different levels of consciousness in what you are manifesting. Now, you don't want to sit around like the people in the olden days of manifesting. They put their ear pods in and they go, okay, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, I'm amazing. You have to live. How are you going to live if you're busy going around saying, I'm good, everything's fine, I'm happy, I'm so happy? Oh, you're going to sound like a nutto. Does it work? Yes, absolutely. But you're not acting. You're a robot. When you are doing the Charlie Manor book, link in the description, you are acting, which means you have to commit to the prompt, which is whatever you want. It's all about commitment. And food, right? That will be our first exploration of potions or spell work. Food is a potion. Every time you put something in your mouth, you become it. We are not going to quote the Bible verse. I'll put it in the description later. But whatever you eat, it becomes you. And be careful, because some people become whatever they eat instead of it becoming you. And that's the difference. Satanists will eat another person through their cannibalism rituals, their satanic ritual abuse. I've seen it, I know. This is Africa, by the way. We know, we've seen it all. If you're not from Africa, maybe you need to do some research or imagination, but I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about physical cannibal, okay? So they believe that if they eat your body after they scare you sufficiently, but first they drug you, they make you feel crazy. It's like a whole ritual, right? The more energy of fear they can build up in you, the more they pull you away from God Most High. Then when they get more powers according to their psychosis. And these are rich people, so they believe this, which is the worst part, because they have money to go and explore this. Okay, that's why you're here, because I went there, I was there, I saw what they do, so I'm telling you. Okay, so they eat the body thinking they will get your star powers. Fail. Whenever they harm you, it alerts all of us, and then we come and we get them. That's how I got them. That's how I found them. Because they harmed the wrong person. Then I get alerted, ding, ding, ding. Go vanquish those idiots. And then I go undercover. Oh, I'm just a teacher. I'm coming to teach. Yeah, coming to vanquish your ass is what I'm doing. Teach you not to mess with the chosen ones. Go read the Bible. So, do not think that if you eat bodies or whatever, you will become that thing you are eating. No. The way Jesus said is that thing that you eat will become you. So we are not doing hoodoo here. So how does it work? Wow. Food has energy. How do we know food has energy? Because it grows from the sun. The sun, get it? So we need solar energy because that's the biggest star in the universe that we can see. So that star is not God, but it is a correspondence. It gives us a feeling. And like I told you, magic is linked to your feelings. So if you are getting a feeling, if you can generate an emotional state by looking at the sun and understanding that the sun is not God, but that we can use it as an inner object, as Stella Adler talks about, to imagine the idea of God, I would need you and like you to suspend your disbelief now, because you are now watching a movie. So suspend your disbelief and go with it. So the sun, you have a solar plexus in here. Why do they call this your solar plexus? Because one, it's linked to your navel, your life force that you get from the womb, your mom, whatever. And she eats food when she's pregnant with you. And that food is grown by the power of the sun. So from conception, you have been taking in light codes into your DNA. But now that you are out of the womb, you have a different umbilical cord which connects you to Mother Nature or to God or to this planet. It's in the Bible. They talk about a silver cord. I'll put that in there as well. Just monitoring on the other monitor here. So, this cord is your umbilical cord. It's a silver cord. It's the same cord that takes you to Lumania. It's the same cord you see in space movies when they dock and then they go out of the ship. It's like that. They're not playing games. They're trying to activate you. That little cord. So that's where you eat. If you want your manifestations to come quickly or to not be fuzzy or to, oh, here's my favorite one. When you try and manifest a lover, which I told you not to do in track number 11 for many reasons. But anyway, when you try and manifest a lover, you'll get all the features you wanted, but then one critical thing will be off. Why? Because of galaxy static. But if you eat the right foods for the thing you are trying to manifest, since Venus is called the great attractor, as we talked about in the last lesson, you will be able to take advantage of the telepathic, attractive, attraction qualities of certain foods. So the sun shines on the earth. It makes food grow. We eat the food. We digest it in our solar plexus. There are 60 million cells inside your stomach. Your stomach is as advanced as the brain of a cat. So something is going on in there according to scientists of Earth. So when you eat the food, you digest it and you absorb the light codes, the light energy. That's why we encourage you to eat foods that you know where it comes from, how it was grown. And locally is nice. Honey is a good thing to have, especially if it's local, because it's made by the bees. And the bees make their honey using local flora and fauna. And this is also good for so you don't get like hay fever and stuff like that. I don't know what that's called. I'm not a doctor, I'm an alien. This is a movie, by the way. I act as a doctor on TV. So I know that a lot of people at the moment believe that it's difficult to get a hold of certain foods, that it's too expensive to be vegetarian, or that vegetarianism is the cheapest thing you can do because A, it is not perishable in the normal sense because most of vegetarian food is dried, so it lasts forever. By the kilogram or pound of weight, it is like an eighth of the price of a piece of meat, and it lasts forever. Here's I bought this meat 4 months ago when I got back to South Africa after they tried to kill me and I vanquished them. That is meat. It's still there. And it was how much? It was less than $1. Okay? So don't tell me being a vegetarian is expensive. Enough of that nonsense. Do the research. So whatever you do, and then you can say, fine, vegetarian food has soy and it's going to make you a woman and what. Okay, cool. We're not here for that. We're here to explain that whatever you eat or put into your solar plexus, just like whatever you put into your third eye, whatever you watch on YouTube, on TV, in the media, is a contributing factor to the outcome of your manifestation, because the whole point of this is for you to not blame God anymore, because it's not God's fault. God didn't do anything to anyone. God didn't kill anyone. God didn't put a curse on anyone. Everything is what people did to themselves. God just upholded the law. He told you the law. He's the perfect, or God is the perfect. They are the perfect upholding of the law. And what is the law? The law is, are you ready? If you believe it, that's what it is. I can't tell you, the TV can't tell you, the scientists can't tell you. Hi, Indrani. The scientists can't tell you. You decide. And how do you know what's real or what's not real? Because you don't live in the world by yourself. You live with other people. You have to interact with them. So you do it with the spirit of truth. Again, it's in the Bible. Read it. So it's super important that whatever you eat can make your body, your aura, your being in alignment with whatever it is you are manifesting or doing. So for example, if you want to manifest being a super duper sports star, are you going to eat dead food? And by dead food, I mean food that has been processed over and bleached and then reprocessed and bleached and made into different shapes and then put it. Or are you going to just take this, which is beans in water and dry? I don't know. You decide. You decide, because it's your movie. So what are we going to do? Well, let's start with what I was watching a video with a member of a royal family, and I heard that they don't eat what I'm about to show you, which is the most important one. Garlic and onion. Number one, protection. You need your alliums. Your alliums. Why? Why did they say you need to put this on vampires? Were they just joking? Were they playing games? Why do Italian people still hang up garlic and still cook with garlic and onions in all their food? Why? Are Italians insane? Of course not. In fact, they know exactly what's going on out of all the European people. So garlic protects you from evil, and so does onions, because these are fire elements, right? They are used mainly for something called fiery wall of protection. Now, a fiery wall of protection is a formula that has been used, and people claim that it will, whenever people send you evil eye, or whenever you think negative thoughts about your own manifestation, it will burn those thoughts. It won't let them manifest and sit inside you. How does it work? This stuff grows in the sun. As it grows in the sun, one of them, well, they grow underground. And then we're going to talk about that when we talk about root work. And then when you eat them, you take in all that energy, not only from the food, but also from the psychology of your ancestors who use this for protection. So it's a twofold thing. It's not that the power is in the food, the power is in the fact that it was grown by the sun, which means that it is encoded. And so you can encode it, you pray over it, you instruct it what to do, and hot oven. And when you eat it, because your ancestors believed that this protects you from evil, it will protect you from evil because your ancestors are in your DNA, which is in your body. So let's start with that. That's why we always start with this. So while I'm preparing this stuff, I'm going to talk to you about some things that we talked about last week and some things that happened during the week. And then as I bring out another ingredient, I will show you and tell you what it does. And then we can eat. So it's going to be a little bit, freehand. Just pretend you're watching the Food Network of alien witchery. And also, people need to get over this fear of the word witchcraft, okay? It's 2024 in your time, I believe. I'm from another time. Am I in frame? Now? So, last week we talked about Oprah. I told you that I was dreaming of Oprah and she told me things. And then I found out Oprah's in my country. She's down the road. That's what I heard. So someone Google it, check it out. But if it's true, I didn't look it up because I don't have time to look up every single thing because it's manifesting so much. I just live. There's no time to look for evidence anymore. In the beginning, when I was a kid, yes, I was like, oh my gosh, I made it happen. Jesus, look what we did. How come no one talks about this at school? And Jesus was like, because they evil motherfuckers. That's why. They Satanists. And I said, Jesus, there's no such thing as Satanists. You are number one. How can Satanists have power if you are the winner? And then he showed me, they are crazy. Wash your vegetables. Now, I did not grow these vegetables. But even if I had, this is Woolworths, but even if I had, a nice thing to do is to talk to your food. So say to the food, hot. So say to your food, onion, grown by the sun. Sun. Just a minute. See, we're manifesting already. Hello? Hello? Just a minute. There's nobody here. it Oprah? No, but seriously. See, whenever we do magic, this is what happens. And that's why I like to slip in and out of this thing. Okay. So we're only doing like, if we don't finish in an hour, sorry, but I know magic is exciting for all of you guys, but I kind of don't care. So learn what you can, because it's just like, it's so real sometimes. Let me tell you, when I did let's pray first, okay? You see what's happening. So, onion made by the sun in the sky, made by God. We appreciate the fact that you have protective abilities, as shown by our ancestors, who used you and ate you so that I would be alive now. I don't know all my ancestors, but I know that because we all originate from one, that we must have somewhere in our lives consumed this, and it saved us from disease and death, so that I can be here today to appreciate and recognize God Most High. So onion, continue to do that as I cook you in my meal. As I eat and you digest and go into my veins, fill me with the fiery wall of protection against all evil, so that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. In the name of Jesus, through the Father and the Holy Spirit, amen. That's what you do. You talk to your food. I am not slicing this onion. I am slicing every single block against me. I am slicing every single enemy against me and the Word of God. I am slicing every single barrier, every single demon, every single evil against me, my family, my children in the future, and my spouse, and all the people who love me and protect me and who are of the light. Let all darkness be vanquished and diced and sliced into teeny tiny little pieces. This is how you cook. You don't just cook. It's witchery. So as you do that, you continue and you chop up your onions. Now you can say whatever you want. And by the way, this is why, this is for you guys who have been in real spiritual warfare, like live. So in my case, they tried to kill me first by poisoning my food. And it failed for this reason, because they thought that by putting drugs in my food, that would get me. No, you need to activate the food, but they don't know that, you see, because they're demons. They read a book, they read a Necronomicon, and they think that's magic. Idiots. Utter fools. So, if you go to people's houses and you don't eat the food, you know, your parents or, you know, relatives say, don't eat food at this house, don't eat food. Relax, you can eat the food now if you know what you're doing. If you don't know, then don't eat the food, because trust me, yeah, I escaped like this by the hair of my chin. Okay, wash your hands when you touch your face. That's rule number 1. So now we've diced our onions, which are not onions. This is our fiery wall of protection. Now, the garlic. I like to add the garlic near the end of the onion cooking process, which is about 15 minutes, because it burns easily, unless I add something saucy. But I don't add something saucy to onions because I like them caramelized. Now, before I cook, I like to spray non-stick spray. This is similar to praying whenever you do something, right? Because demons use a magic circle. All of that stuff, by the way, is rubbish. But demon or warlocks use a magic circle because they think it will protect them. No, not anymore. So good luck to them. But essentially, this is symbolic that nothing will stick, right? And when I say nothing will stick, I mean the purpose of learning all of this is that you are in control and this stuff is not controlling you. Because many people end up in a situation where they start exploring these things without a linear, chronological, safe, initiatory training schedule. You download stuff from Google in haphazard order. You download the Tree of Life, you download the Necronomicon, you download Abramelin the Sage, and then you wonder why. No offense, but some of you got fucked up. I mean, look, yes, I've seen the videos, I've heard the stories, because normally I come when you fucked up, and then I have to go fix it. Not anymore, because now I work in the office. So, I don't want to be judgmental or sound harsh, but this stuff can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. I know this all, I'm making it seem like funny and fun, whatever, but I do that because I also understand you didn't choose this. You didn't ask for this. It's in your blood, okay? You were chosen and you got to do it, you know? Or else they make your life hard. Look at Jonah in the Bible. They asked him, just go do this one thing. Go to this town. Luckily, I just said yes. They told Jonah, go to this town. And Jonah said no. So he went to the marine. He was in the belly of a whale. Go look at the other lessons. What more do you want? So I know it's hard. Okay, but it's also serious, and you know, I'm just happy that I don't have to go on the field anymore because I'm tired of dealing with satanic ritual abusers who think that they are going to win. That's the weird part. It's like written, you've lost. Look at Billy Carson. I was watching the Billy Carson thing. Okay, so now butter. Now I am a lacto-ovo vegetarian. Sorry, just adjusting my frame. It's pissing me off. Okay, there. Headroom. I am a lacto-ovo vegetarian. Is my headroom right? Sorry, I'm just monitoring if I'm standing in the right place. So I do eat milk and butter and eggs. We're not going to go into that. Eat whatever you want. It's your choice. Do not listen to anyone who tells you what to eat. Listen to your body, because your body is yours. It's your spaceship machine. It's yours. So eat whatever it tells you to eat. Dieting is a trap. Fasting is necessary. There's also another way to fast where you can extend your fast, but that normally comes when you are in the flow, you know? That's when you fast naturally. So there'll be days where I only eat once every 24 hours. There'll be days where I don't eat. And it's not because I sit and say, I'm gonna fast because I want money. I'm gonna fast because I want a car. No, it just happens. I just don't feel like it. Same as being a vegetarian. I didn't plan it. I just didn't feel like it. I said, let me try it one day. Let me see what happens. That was the 7th of February, 2010. I thought I was going to eat meat the next day because I used to eat bacon for breakfast, sausages for lunch, boerewors and steak for dinner. Then I would take the chicken, wrap it in bacon, put it in a turkey, and fill it full of sauce. So the day I stopped eating meat, I was just as shocked as anyone because I didn't think it was going to work. But I never craved meat once till today. I'm like, God, wait, when can I have a steak? For crying out. I used to eat ribs, bottomless ribs every Tuesday at Spur. If you wanted to impress me, take me out for ribs. Now, I don't care. How? I don't know. So when people say, oh, can you lose weight if I read your book? Or can I do this? You decide. I don't know. I only tell you what happened to me and what Jesus told me to tell you. Okay, so butter. Why do I prefer butter? Because it's creamy and because the cow is a symbolic animal, you know, Taurus, Venus. I'm not saying cows are satanic. Okay, so sometimes I will add a bit of oil as well, just to make sure the butter doesn't burn, but I have this on low, so it'll be fine. Okay, so you've spoken to your food. Grab my silicone spatula. Where are you, silicone? So I was watching Billy Carson. Why am I talking about Billy Carson and why was I watching him? Well, 2 days before I did the lecture on stars I've seen in Lumania, I was pulled up into the heavens. And up there I was shown, yes, and up there I was shown Billy Carson. This is 2 days before I did the Stars in Lumania thing, or 2 days before his thing went up. Either way, before his thing went up. And in my visitation, abduction, as you guys call it, I was shown that Billy Carson was in fact abducted or had a visitation, but I was told that he made a promise to the aliens and he broke his promise, and I was told to add him to that video that I made where I talked about Oprah and to tell him to remember his promise or else everything would be taken away because it's a deal. But then when I was recording that video, something told me, no, don't say it. And then when I saw the whole Mark and Wes and Billy Carson thing, I was like, oh, oh, I see. But then I thought, surely when he comes back on, he will apologize because this is for real now. This is legit. So I waited and watched his other video to see, okay, he's going to apologize. He's going to say, sorry, we're Christians, don't want to get smited. Jesus is real. I made a mistake. I need to go research. No, he doubled down. Starseed University, even me, with everything I've seen, I was not prepared for those 3.5 hours of forbidden knowledge content that I witnessed the other night. I felt like I was back in Sodom and Gomorrah when those angels struck those people blind. The man was not making sense. Number one, the argument was about where are your sources? Where are you getting your information? And what does he do? He puts ChatGPT that he copied and pasted. Where are your sources, guys? Everything I've shown you here, I give you proof. I've shown you all the proof. So you understand what we're talking about here. The spirit of truth is something that you have to employ. You have to say, okay, this guy cannot prove shit, but here at Starseed University, they prove everything. So I'm going to go do my own research and see which of the proofs are correct. And only you can do that in Lumania, because I can't climb into your brain and put lies in there. That's the benefits and joy of free will. We can stand outside and say, this is how you do it, here's how, but you are responsible for your own understanding. And in the name of understanding, a problem should be shared. So guys, let it go and confide in people. Do not keep all this stuff inside. Now, Billy, I understand that you feel that God let you down, etc. But instead of blaming God, confide and we can explain to you what's been happening. Now, after that shit show that happened, this is a 500 course, so it gets a little bit blue. I realized that Satanism flourishes on this planet because people believe that God is personally attacking them for every single thing that happens. And I always get curious that they leave Satan out of it. And Billy never once mentioned Satan. So I thought to myself, well, a demon can't drive out a demon, so obviously he's a Satanist. Because why was he blaming God for the killing of the Midianites when everyone knows that the Midianites were perverts? So my question is, are you going to be that guy who says, no, give Jeffrey Epstein his rights. Jeffrey Epstein has rights. Diddy has rights. Or are you going to be the one who's like, I wouldn't do what those fuckers did, so I'm going to hold them to that standard of accountability. If I'm not going to drug people, then I will do to you something that will show you what happens to people who drug people. And if that means you need to go back to reincarnate, then I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sit in my bed at night and meditate, and then God will sort you out. And I'll be happy when that happens. Why? Because you're breaking the law. And not the law of man, not the legalese, not that BS that protects rich people and harms the poor. No, I mean the law of God. The one that got us to this place in the first place, that got us through the Red Sea. Now, I like it when it's nice and caramelized. Then I add the onions. But first, I like to add a drop of oil so that it doesn't burn the butter that's already in there. Anoint your stomach with oil if you want to say that. For I'm not adding oil, I'm adding an anointing. So every time you add something, you got to say something. Now this is something I learned from the people of Romania, the Romani people. Shout out to my Romani people. I love you guys. You are the originals. The travelers. I don't like the term gypsy. I am not adding garlic. I am adding protection. So that all evil, all dead things, all negativity and darkness burns up and is not absorbed into my body and does not go to my brain. And then we stir the cauldron. Yes. This is the real spirit cooking here, not that BS you see on TV. You see where Satanism leads you. Yeah, they come doing this, now they're going to jail. Yeah, stay away from devils. I'm telling you, stay away. So then, normally I would add some tomatoes, but we're not going to this time because I want to make it a protection type thing. So I'm going to add ginger powder. Now, why do I add ginger powder and ginger? Ginger powder is significant because of the spice trade. Now, if you did your history class, you might have heard of the Dutch East India Company. Now, I live in South Africa. This was the hotspot of the entire planet. everyone came here because this was the mid-post. You had to stop here at the tip of Africa so that you could refuel, you could get supplies, so you can go to the spice route to India to get these dry spices. I live on a sugarcane plantation, actually. It was a sugarcane plantation, and the slaves from India were working here thousands of years ago. So those people's energy, because time is non-linear, it's still happening. Okay, one of my neighbors even said the house is haunted. They can hear them. Okay, they hear. So in Africa, spices were very important because spices created dynasties just from plants. So I added the ginger that was grown for natural purposes, but now this is a Venus thing. This is where the magic comes in. Because now I don't really need to add it, but I'm adding it for its telepathic, its attractive powers. And so if you know the history of South Africa, all the people would come here, they would sleep with the woman here. I have so many white people in my bloodline. Look at me. My face is a different, when I was a baby, I was white. We intermingled, we interbred. So I don't care about racism because I'm white, I'm Indian, everyone came here. And so I'm not adding ginger powder, I am adding the ingenuity of my ancestors in creating technology like ships so that they could come to this country. They came from England, from Netherlands to Africa. And so I am extracting that magic, that technology of theirs, so that even if someone sends you the evil eye or you're not thinking and you have a bad thought, you don't say, oh my gosh, my manifestation's ruined, I had a bad thought. No, you're fine because you've got the tech in your solar plexus. So that's our ginger powder. And by the way, potions are supposed to taste nice. That's my personal point of view. Now, we're also going to continue on. This is the magic part. The first part was the natural part, you know, the root part. This is the magic. So now we add paprika. I just want to check the country of origin. Okay. Oh, this is local. It's non-irradiated. Very important. What is irradiation? It's when the food comes from overseas and then they put it through an X-ray and they zap it full of waves and it dies. So that's why you should always get local honey, and you don't have to always get local spices because sometimes people can sneak them in. But if you get them with through the airport or whatever, then it's dead. It's not dead because you can reinfuse it with your own brain, but you know, it's for the movie. So I like adding this because again, this represents all of that stuff that I was talking about. Now, normally smoked paprika comes from Spain. So if you have some friends in Spain or if you go to specialty shops where the people are creative and they sneak it in the country through their bags, then you're fine. If it's commercial, then, just follow the laws of your country. And then I'm going to add some cayenne because these are all heating herbs. These are all protective herbs. When you eat stuff made with this, it gives your aura a fiery wall so that even if you're not even thinking about it, you're safe. So add some kind to taste. I'm gonna add a little, like a quarter teaspoon. Okay, so guys, what's with this whole Oprah is, you know, what? Because I see Oprah in Lumania, and I always see her through the screen, the blue screen. And I think Oprah is a CIA agent. I think Jennifer Lopez is a CIA agent, or NSA or whatever. But you have to imagine, like logically, of course people knew what was going on in Hollywood since forever. And people whose parents were harmed grew up, because this has been going on since the golden age. So when those people grew up, they went into law enforcement. They became lawyers, they went into the DOJ, and they kept quiet. And now that they are old enough to be in positions of power, they are taking everyone down. What is so hard to believe about that? There are certain people like Matthew McConaughey, Oprah, J-Lo, who work for the government and they pretend that they're actors. I wonder who else pretends to be an actor as a cover. Let me think. So they pretend to be actors, or they act as actors, so they can get information. Do you know when I'm on film, I even put this on my Instagram, when I'm on a film set, I'll sit in the corner on my phone, because on film sets, you just hurry up and wait. Because the camera department takes hours, and then you get there, hi, and then you finish, and then you sit down for 5 hours. So I'll sit on my phone, but I'm not sitting on my phone. I'm watching you. I'm listening, because I'm an actor. I have to see what real people do when they think no one's looking, so that I can do that on the field. That's the job. So I can see J-Lo looking, oh, what do you do? Look at J-Lo's movie called The Mother on Netflix. Why in the movie she's doing human trafficking? Why? Why did I go bust a human trafficker this season, this last time? Why? Interesting. I don't know. You tell me. So once you've mixed that, I'm going to add a bit of honey because now you're not supposed to heat honey. I'm going to add a drop because I like caramelized onions to be a little bit sweet. And then I'm going to add some vinegar. So some of these celebrities are undercover. Oh, and then some Celtic salt. Now this lasts about 5 months, I think. I got this when I got back to South Africa. This is really cool because it is an ancient commodity. It's a 2,000-year-old Celtic method that is crucial to preserving its life-giving nutritional profile. It is a grayish, like Celtic sea salt from, it's Aprocella certified kosher and 100% natural. I swear by this stuff. I don't know what, but this is the stuff. I do not have sodium chloride. I'll show you sodium. This one, table salt. This is to kill snails or to kill bugs. Not to go in your body. Unless you are a bug. If you eat that, then you'll die like a bug. Just like the Satanist wants you. This is cost effective because it lasts so long and you don't need that much. Okay, so that much will be fine. This is not salt that I put in. This is faith and life-giving ancient technologies for my highest benefit and good, and for those in my friends and family who wish me well. Amen. And then I'm going to add a drop of honey. So we need to finish the old one before we open the new one. And I'm going to show you the bad honey. This one is irradiated. So this one tastes funny. It tastes weird. You can taste dead food. This one is raw. It's non-irradiated, and you can taste that it's good. Plug. So I'm just going to add a little drop because, as I say in my first single, I'll be the honey, you be the bee. Ooh, ah. If you want to listen to that song, go into the description box and you know what I'm singing about. I don't just sing about rubbish. I sing about stuff that I do, that's happening. Okay. Now, one thing that I learned in Asia when I was busy vanquishing demons is coconut milk. I never used to eat it that much before I left, but ever since I came back, I love coconut milk. I used to drink, I even left like cases of it when I had to run for my life to come back to South Africa. Because I didn't know I was fighting Leviathan. I just thought it was going to be a run-of-the-mill demon like we normally do. But it was Leviathan's baby. Okay, so this is your base. Now, I would recommend you make this as a base for all your food. So if you're going to make a sauce, start with this, and then you can blend the sauce later, like a steak sauce if you're into meat or fish or whatever. But this is your basic so that you are always protected. And if you go somewhere where you cannot eat, get your spices. Get your spices and create it yourself. So they give you food and then you add your spices. And again, these are just spices. It's not some weird thing that you go, It's normal spices from the shop that were grown by the sun. So relax, okay? So now you can add whatever you want to this. So I'm gonna go ahead as normal because the base is in. So I'm going to add coconut milk. And then I'm gonna let it simmer a little bit, and I'm going to add some fake meat, some soya chunks. So these are made with legumes. There's another type of soya that is made with flour. If I have time, I'll make it because it takes like half an hour. If you go to my Instagram, it should be there somewhere, where I make bacon using flour, only flour and herbs, spices. Speaking of which, I also like to add some mixed herbs. This has marjoram, oregano, thyme, rosemary, and parsley. Now, I need to go get my book of shadows to tell you exactly what these do. But I'm just going to tell you that rosemary is the one that I want this for. Because as I say in song number 6, citronella and rosemary keeps the devil away, baby. So rosemary, it's like one of the things you just need. Grow rosemary outside your house. Put rosemary oil in your water when you mop the floors. And when you mop the floors, you must say, yes, I'm not mopping the floors. I am banishing and vanquishing all evil out of this place. Guys, you are a machine. And the media is run by the devil, who wants you to be thinking, I'm ugly, I need a girlfriend, I'm fat, I'm not good looking enough, my dick's small, I need to go work out, I need to go be white, I'm too black. Bullshit, because they are trying to manifest you into a virtual reality. No, this is reality. You, everything you do, every minute of the day is a spell, it's a ritual. So what are you doing? So, as I sing in the song, citronella and rosemary keeps the devil away, baby. Go to the description, song number 6. It's called The Sign. So I am not sprinkling rosemary into this cauldron, I am sprinkling the divine love and protection that I am reminded by when I think of Mother Mary, who was visited by an angel and given the prophecy that she would bear God's only Son. And as that promise was fulfilled, the promise of my divine protection is fulfilled through this meal. Amen. Okay, now I can add my coconut milk. So coconuts are used in witchcraft a lot. So remember I told you about the right hand and the left hand and the right pillar and the left pillar. So this is a left pillar thing to add coconut in it. I'm not going to go into where it comes from and why, but this is Venusian, Venus. This is Marines, and we have authority over the Marines. So I'm not adding coconut into this. I am adding a gesture of my authority through Jesus Christ, because I have no fear over marine spirits, because they're useless. They can't do nothing. So I'm not scared of using their stuff, because it's my stuff now, according to God. And it's your stuff too. So don't be afraid, guys, of eating Indian food or whatever food, because some people say, I'm too scared to. I love Indian food. I mean, half the stuff in here is Indian food. Okay. So let that simmer down for a minute, just to get the flavors in. Let me add a bit more. And then I'm going to add, let me check. So, yeah. Okay, I've changed my mind. I don't want to add the dry meat. I'm gonna add the frozen, same thing though. It's not chicken, it is soya. Now, everyone's gonna say, well, if you want chicken, eat chicken. A, I don't crave chicken. B, the chicken you're talking about is made by Satanists who don't treat those chickens well. So I'm not gonna eat food that was crying in a dark room for hours and days. I'm not gonna eat chickens whose babies were taken and crushed because they don't keep the male chicks because they can't make eggs. So if you're a mother chicken, you're a hen, and your baby has been crushed to death because it's a boy, just like Herod wanted to kill all the male babies, do you think that you can manifest anything positive when you eat meat that has been terrorized with satanic abuse? I will eat chicken if I see the chicken growing from a baby in front of me and I massage the chicken, I treat it well, then I'll eat it. But I can't find it, and I don't live on a farm. So until Luke Balmar marries me and takes me to the farm, I'm not going to eat meat. I'm going to eat this. Okay, it's a movie, guys. It's a movie. You gotta say catchy things to get the algorithm going. Okay. So let's thank the people at Fry's for this wonderful invention. So it's literally like a, and it tastes the same. Not the same, it tastes nice because it's not evil. Oh my goodness. And I had to turn the AC off because it makes a bit of noise. So let me go just always have wipes on hand. But hang on, I'll be back. Okay. Just getting a face cloth. It's very hot in South Africa. And then remember, as usual, wash your hands before you touch food in the kitchen. When you leave the kitchen, you wash your hands. When you touch your face, you wash your hands. So now, as I'm watching the past week go by and all this, stuff that people have been doing is coming to light, it reminds me of that video I uploaded a month ago, where I said, everyone, after November 19th, Pluto is going to go into Aquarius, which means everyone is going to know your shit. Imagine if your Google search history was published to the entire world. That is what's going to happen for the next 20 years. Every single thing you've done is going to come out. Everything I've done has already come out. And I'm happy with it. Why? Because when I was a kid, I used to see cameras. Well, I still see them, but I've meditated so that they're not like in my face. But yes, there's cameras there and there. And I didn't know that these things were in the Bible. And then, like a few years ago, I saw someone do a rendering of the chariots described in Revelations or by Ezekiel. And I was like, I've seen that. How do they know that? Those are the cameras. But they put eyes. For me, it wasn't eyes. It was literal balls. Like a camera, a security camera with the lens. Billions of lenses, just lens after lens. And they told me that they are taping everything. And when we cross over, they show you the videotape of your life. And then the devil comes like a court case. Well, not the devil, Beelzebub. We talked about that before, all the different devils and what they rule and own. Go look it up. So when Beelzebub comes and he says, okay, so you want to do this in your next life, but we sent you this guy on YouTube who wasn't wearing a shirt and he was cooking, and he told you that Jesus is real, but you still refused, so come with me. Then you can go have fun in Bizarro World. Yeah. So the cameras are taping everything. And so these cameras, I call them cameras, okay? Apparently it's chariots. But these cameras have been watching me. So every time I'm alone, I'm like, oh, they're watching me. So I'm not going to do anything weird. I'm not going to put my hand on someone's leg. I'm not going to drug someone's food. I'm not going to try and human traffic you because the cameras are watching me. Well, Pluto in Aquarius is that footage coming out. So now everything you've done is coming out, and we will begin to see if you are who you say you are. That's the whole point of the next 20 years. Now, if you noticed on November 19th, a lot of people's lives shifted. Some people, even on that day, they had wonderful news. I had people calling me, oh my gosh, I got this job. I got this opportunity I never thought I was going to get. And I was like, awesome. Some people made breakthroughs in their meditational work. Some people made breakthroughs in their writing work. But then other people were like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? Why is all this weird stuff happening? And I was like, what did you do? What did you do? What happened? Because Pluto is just coming to collect. And this is not a thing of being better or holier than thou. No. Because while we were suffering, you and I, because you're here, you obviously know what I'm talking about. That means you were suffering as well, being a good boy, being a good girl, while everyone was being evil. Well, now it's your turn to have fun. And now it's your turn to see all the evil people suffering how you were suffering. But we are star marines. So it's not about laughing at them and saying, ha 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 ha. You see, now you, no. We are the grief, we are the grief counselors of the universe. So when we see the people suffering, you must say, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. Just follow the light. Look into the light. That's your line in the movie. When people say, oh, this is so hard, must I do? My boss is so bad. You must say, follow the light. Look at, because it's too late now. There's nothing that can be done. They're just gonna have to suffer for the next 20 years. And sorry, it's prophesied. Like, what do you want from me? I told you this 5 years ago. I gave you literal timescales. What do you want from me? So just tell them everything's fine. Move on, let it go. That's why give them my first single from this season called Let It Go, if people are feeling bad. Whew, it is hot. And the people in the Northern Hemisphere are snowing, I believe. Wash your hands after you touch your face. So now let's get this thing simmering because it's on low. And I also want to add some oodles and noodles just to make it rounded out, right? So this is simmering nicely. Let me give you a little, look. Is that good? Should we do one of these? There we go. How's that? Beautiful color, isn't it? All vegetarian, lacto-ovo. This is actually, it could be vegan because I have not added eggs or milk. No, butter. We did butter. Okay, either way, it doesn't matter. There we go. So, noodles. So this normally takes about 10 minutes to cook, but I'm cooking it super slow and low. Oh, that feels nice. Oh my gosh, another thing. So ever since I started these lectures, I've been seeing and getting recommendations, right? So I'll sit down after one of these things and then I'll get recommended stuff. And it usually has to do with what I've been talking about. It's a confirmation of what I've been talking about, etc., etc. So I saw this one video. I'll link it in the description box. It's this lady from America. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it now. It's something you guys need to see to believe. So I kind of need to get her on a live at this point. But the reason I bring it up is sometimes when you guys get, because Venus is the great attractor, you guys will often get signs in your environment of what you want. So let's say you want to manifest a car, a black Maserati. So you start seeing black Maseratis everywhere. And then you say, where's my Maserati? I'm seeing it everywhere, but I want mine. And then that normally will pull you out of the manifestation because now you are lusting, you are doubting, you have lack. How do you get across that? How do you let go of that? Well, it is scary. I'm not going to front, because when you start to confront the things that you want in reality, you start to notice that there's someone watching you and listening to you. And that's the real reason why I believe you are here. It's not to manifest anything. It's to understand who's watching you. Who is that person who, when you are by yourself at night and you pray, who's that person who gives you exactly what you asked for, even though you never told another human? Even in your manifestations, you know that there are certain things you don't put on your vision board. There are certain things you don't even put in your scripting. But then it happens. And I don't know about you, but for me, I call it breaking character. My friends say I break the fourth wall a lot, and it happens, or I do it when those things happen. When I get something or I'm in an experience where it's only me who knows, then I get tongue-tied and I forget my lines. The key is don't forget your lines. Keep going. And this food and potionry helps you do that, because potions help you stay in the moment, because you become the part, the character. It's getting too dark in here. You become the character. Come on, phone. Where's the cinematography department here? Okay, so you become the thing. Oh no, I look fine on the monitor. If I'm obsessed a lot with the framing, it's because nothing makes me annoyed more when I watch a movie than bad framing and bad sound. I think Mr. Robot has some of the best framing on TV, modern TV. Because Mr. Robot uses a style of filmmaking or framing that we often find in cinema verite. And what we are doing here is the next level of cinema verite. You are not watching YouTube right now. You're not watching some YouTube trash. You are watching cinema verite upgraded. So welcome. Welcome to Lumania. This is like in 1927 when they went from silent movies to sound. You're in it now. This is it. Why? Well, have you guys heard of the Philadelphia experiment? Have you heard of the Philadelphia experiment? Wash your hands after you touch your face. I will be doing a specific. English is my second language, calm down. I will be doing a specific course on the Philadelphia experiment, but I'm embedding it or hiding it in here because that's the reason why all this is happening. The Philadelphia experiment happened in 1944, but everyone now is saying it happened in 1943. Okay, when I was there, in Montauk Point, it was 1984. And it happens every 40 on the 4. So 84 to 2004. Yeah, every 40 years. There's a major time rip in the space continuum, but every single year that ends in a 4, there's also little ripples that happen. So what happened in the Philadelphia experiment? Nikola Tesla discovered some technology using numbers 369 and vibration, whatever. 369 is a Luciferian technology. It is incomplete because we use ones and zeros, binary, 10. Have you ever noticed that some cultures say the number 9 is the highest, most spiritual number? Satanists. 10 is the number. Why? Because 1 plus 0 is 1, and there's only 1. I'm so annoyed when people are so gullible or blind that they believe demons, because I should be retired in Eden somewhere, but no, I must come to Earth to be a grief counselor because I love you humans so damn much. Well, Star Marines, the humans, they can go do their human program. I love them to bits, but they have people like for them. People like, I don't know, who are like Miles Minnick. Go check out Miles Minnick. He's good. I work for the 100. So you guys, I love you guys a lot because you guys understand how dumb everyone is. And what I mean is, a lot of people here are children of the night. And that's what night game is for. Night game is for you because you are from the light and you don't know, as you shouldn't, what the night people do because it's wicked. But you are here. You have to live here with demons. So night game trains you in a simulated alternate reality environment in how to beat them. So go to Scribble Bites, listen to the guy, the test subject, and play the game. It's not for me, it's for you. I get paid by them in other ways because I've known them since I was a kid. So I don't care about money. Money's rubbish. I get paid by going on missions and going to do cool shit, like going halfway around the world to vanquish demons. Where are my plane ticket stubs? Because some of you think this is a game. Let me wait and get my plane ticket stubs. So I had 3 of these. I had to run across 3 countries after vanquishing. Go to Instagram and watch the second highlights. Watch all the highlights. You'll see the story. If you don't know my Instagram, it's at Charlie Manor. Look it up. It's there. What country is this? This was Doha. Doha. I left the country I was in Asia. I went to Dubai. Then I had to come back here. It took 3 days running across the world with nothing but a pair of Crocs because I left everything. I was so scared, guys. I was terrified when I realized what was in store for me, because I didn't know that the twist was that I was meant to be the sacrifice. I was there like, oh, I'm gonna figure this out. I always figure this shit out. I'm gonna find what's going on. I'm gonna save the day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go read my research from before when I saved the other days. Through Jesus, not me. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna catch everyone. I was the sacrifice. When I realized that it was me they wanted to sacrifice, I got the hell up out of there. And thank you to the South African government for getting me out, because I didn't even have my passport. Yeah, I had to call the government to call the demon, the psycho. Go listen to my song Psycho, then you know what I'm talking about. I had to call the government to tell the psycho to give me my passport, guys, from the safe house, because don't mess with God, because God has angels and the angels will come get you, just like in Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's what happened. I was in so deep, they had to get freaking angels to come get me. We'll go into that another day, but suffice it to say, demons are real. Leviathan Sorry, let me rephrase. Demons were real. Leviathan was real. But we vanquished that bitch. And now that bitch is in hell. In the name of Jesus. Okay, so let that bubble and simmer, bubble. Whatever, I don't know. I'm not a very good witch because I'm not into those things. But if you guys saw my movie, where I did play one, well, that wasn't a witch, that was a shaman. That's different. I did some research, and so I you know. Okay, this is coming along nicely. Have a look. Now, this looks like food, but as you know, can we see it? What's happening? There we go. It looks like food, but it is, in fact, healing technology. And whenever you cook, think of that. I mean, even if you buy fast food that's been killed 100 times, you have the power. So, through Jesus Christ, of course. So infuse it, pray on the food. Because when they were trying to kill me by microdosing me for months on end, oops, I'm actually convinced they fed me humans at some point. I remember eating something and I was like, something inside me said, this is human meat. And I would say to them, you guys know I'm a vegetarian, this tastes like fish. And they look at me like I'm insane. And then when I caught on, you don't want to know what all manner of bugs and creepy crawlies came out of that place when the vanquishing was happening. You have to vanquish. If you don't vanquish the demon, they come back. And where do you vanquish them? You vanquish them to the fourth dimension, so they can't come out. And how do you vanquish? You use the laws of the Bible. I mean, come on. Oh, look how creamy this is getting. Woo! Now, get a little spirit up in here. Woo! Woo! Run on. Oprah. Remember when Oprah used to start, it used to say, Oprah, Oprah. Get a little spirit up in here. The Holy Spirit. Okay, so let us. Look, I don't care what you say about Oprah. She helped me in Lumania. So, and Jesus owns everything. So let's have a taste. Ow, Black pepper. The most important in our protection. Don't double dip. Okay, I'm double dipping because this is mine. Otherwise, put it on your hand, lick, and then wash it and get another one. Don't eat and put it back. That's spell work. Unless it's your wife or husband, then you must eat from the same thing. Otherwise, do you want to know how many women have trapped men or men have trapped other men by that? That's a whole nother course. Don't do love spells. If you want to know why, go listen to song number 11. Okay, I am not grinding black pepper. I am grinding protection and speed, expedite the protective qualities. Oh, black pepper smells good. Again, this is non-irradiated. See, everything says non-irradiated. It is alive. You can smell it alive. I notice Americans use a lot of spices in their cooking. Just make sure, you guys, it is non-irradiated. If you care, if you are a star marine, if you want to be a Babylon baby and work for Satan, then do whatever you want. Just stay out of here. Stay in Bizarro world where you belong. Perfect. So this looks like food, it's protection. Now, why do you need to know this? Let me just cover that up. Oh, you can add cheese or whatever. I like to add a bit of feta sometimes with chili in it, because chili is another ingredient in Fiery Wall of Protection. Fiery Wall of Protection is an old formula, okay? If you know, you know. If you're from New Orleans, you definitely know. If you're from Africa, well then, you know. So the goal is to keep those ingredients in your diet so that you don't wait for the demon to come get you and then you go get the stuff. Because you're always protected, you're always safe. Now, of course, you are always safe anyway, but the reason I'm teaching you this and have been authorized to teach you this is because rich people who are nuts and have nothing better to do take drugs. And those drugs are sometimes psychedelic drugs. And they open portals to the fourth dimension where Beelzebub and Tiamat are waiting to tell them lies. But the lies work. So what do these people do? They build altars. What is an altar? It is a portal. That's why you get married at an altar. That's why you make sacrifices at an altar. But you and I are star marines. We don't have, I'm salivating, it's so good. We don't have physical altars. Jesus Christ gave us the ability to keep the altar with us. The altar is everywhere we go. And that's why we don't need to run to Antarctica to go get powers, because we are Antarctica. In fact, we are Lumanian. So guys, do not fear. Fear not. Because you are more powerful than they will ever be, because you are the machine. They need you. You don't need them. You are the 100. So I'm going to go eat, and I'll be back in the next one tomorrow. Like I said, this is the week where we keep it loose. We have a bit more fun. You guys have been studying a lot. And so we are going to get practical. So I appreciate you coming. I'm going to go eat now, clean up, and I'll see you later. Oh, I'm going to add chili before we go, because I don't think I'm going to add cheese today. Although I might, because feta is Greek and, you know, Venus and everything. Okay, chili flakes, non-irradiated, okay? Very important. If you think or remember anything, it's non-irradiation. Okay, have a great day and evening. I'm just gonna, you know, every cooking show has one of these. Now, someone called the Food Network so I can have a special every Halloween or every religious holiday. Not Halloween, on November 1, I'll have a show where I do all these holy feasts. Now I'm gonna make some iced tea and eat. See, should I make the iced tea live? No, I'll come back on again for the behind the show, or as Oprah used to say, the after show on oxygen. Oh, it's oxygen. I'm sneaking in, trying not to be on frame.